Two questions. Are you staying with your girlfriend slash boyfriend if they go to jail? And are you going to date somebody who's already in prison or jail? Let me know. Today we got my prison husband is not using me. So I don't know what the context is. I don't know if they were together before he went to jail, prison actually. I don't know if they met through like some pen pal type of stuff. But we're gonna figure out what's going on and critique it afterwards.
This is Blue. She fell in love with JB.
I had to marry him. Okay.
So they fell in love while he was in prison. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm getting out of this right now.
I stand by my decision saying I had to marry him. Yes, I had to marry him.
Oh, that was so staged. Jesus.
Blue, and I married my husband over the phone. People judge my relationship because my husband's in prison. I met my husband February 2022. My friend was talking to somebody in his pod, and he...
Oh, so they met in... Whoa, what? So both the friends are both dating people in prison. That's crazy. I don't want to, dive off the deep end here, but I can only assume that, being in prison, it gets lonely. So you're willing to talk to anybody on the outside. I hope that it's not like what everybody thinks it is, right? Like he's kind of taking advantage of her. But they got married. They got married over the phone.
I didn't grow up as a little girl and be like, oh, I want to be with an inmate. Like, that sounds so cool. The stereotypes that come with it, I believed all of them. So when they introduced us, I was not for it. And
my man's must have had some stupid game to pull somebody in prison, man. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. What is up with that? I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody who's like in prison. I just couldn't see myself doing it because I would feel more pity than actual like a connection, Like I feel like I'd have to be talking to this person because they're lonely and they need somebody to talk to on the outside. But I can also see how that would lead to, how you develop feelings and all this stuff like that.
as a bigger woman, I was still very self-conscious about putting myself out there. So I made sure I sent him a picture of every angle. I let him know my weight, my height, and in his
That's fair. That's fair. I just feel like it might have been easier for her to just kind of settle for someone in prison because you're not going to see them as often. I'm glad that she put it all on the table. She's not trying to like catfish or anything. But if, self-consciousness is just a thing that everybody deals with. If it's hard to be out there, and mingle and stuff like that, it's easy to talk to somebody in prison. But what happens when he comes out of prison? Like, are you gonna be so self-conscious to the point where you don't really want to see this person? Or is this person going to be like, ooh, like I wanted you while I was there, but now I'm out and I have all these options. So, I'm gonna put you on the back burner type shit,
You're beautiful. I don't care what size you are, and let me see some more of them angles because you look good.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Or they got to go see each other, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Just as a dude in prison, if you're talking to somebody, and I've never been in prison, so I don't know. But if you're talking to somebody, a woman, for instance, outside, like, yeah, like I think the horniness, the lust would take over the mind, because, I want to see some more pictures, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just straight men in here. So, of course,
And even not touching him, I could feel him. So I grabbed the phone and he's like, hi, beautiful. And I instantly just started crying because the man that I've been in love with for the last year, the person that I call my best friend, is like finally in front of me.
It's so nice though. It's so nice. Like seeing stuff like this, you want it to work out. You want it to work out. It's hard not to think of like, the bad that could come with it. But it's nice. It's nice seeing people happy.
Me and my husband got married in secret. I think my biggest regret when getting married was the fact that my parents weren't there. I told them over the phone because I was scared of looking them in the eye and seeing the disappointment in my dad's face.
How can you tell your parents that you married an inmate? Like, how do you do that? How do you tell your parents that you just got married to an inmate? I don't know how I would feel as a parent. I'd just be like, wow.
Me and my mother got into a fight really bad one time. And she said, well, at least I didn't have to go to prison to find someone to love me.
That is so crazy. What kind of... Jeez. It don't matter who it is. People are going to talk some trash regardless, man.
And that hurt like hell.
How did you feel when you first found out was dating JB and he was in prison?
I told you from the beginning that I supported you, but I didn't recommend you date somebody that was in prison, especially somebody that still had some time to do.
We're going to look up how much time he has left, but I feel the mama because you don't want your kid to fall into something like that. Like, what is he in for? You never spent any real time with this person. You only talked on the phone for a little bit. I feel like you're supposed to live with somebody for a certain amount of time before you actually get married. So you can actually see how they live and, what things you don't like and what things they don't like about you. And y'all can freaking come together and figure it out. But marrying somebody that you haven't really been with for real, it's crazy to me. It's just so crazy to me. And the mama is not feeling it.
But now that you know JB and you've gotten to know him, do you still have the same concerns that you did before?
Yes.
Obviously, this might be, I don't want to call anybody dumb, but boy, oh boy. Hopefully this works out, but man, I just don't see how this can turn out good for anybody, especially for this woman, because, oh man.
You didn't have to get married. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. Well, why did you have to get married?
That's true.
Why couldn't you wait for him to get out?
That's true.
I had to marry him.
Okay.
That's true. I wonder what possessed her to feel like she just had to go ahead and just seal the deal. Like, are people, maybe she's just very desperate for love, and that feeling that she got when she first saw him and the feeling she gets when she talks to him, like, really impacted her, because obviously, she said that she's self-conscious and she doesn't really like to go out like that. So I guess like the first shred of love she felt, she was like, yep, I'm taking it, That's tough.
He was sentenced to 30 years at the age of 17, turning 18.
He was sentenced to 30 years. Ooh, woo.
He's done 11 so far.
So y'all got married. Oh, they got to see each other. They got married, and he still has 21 years. Wait, am I dumb? 19 years. 19 years to do. Wow. He's gonna.
He has to do 15 in order to be eligible for parole, which is going to be February 2028. If that is
That's
denied,
not too far.
Then every 6 months after that, he comes up. So there's no telling how much time he has left. Hi, honey.
Hey, beautiful.
So, my love, what are your plans for when you come home to me, for when you get out of prison?
I'm going to have our own business, but till then, I'm going to spoil you rotten.
How many babies are we having?
She is for 3.
We're gonna chill after 3?
Okay, so he has the right mindset. Like he wants to run a business. And they're not showing the whole conversation because I feel like if we're talking about setting up a future for when you get out, like what do you need me to do while I'm out here to set you up for success? You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the lust is they're just tunnel vision with just lust. Obviously it's love there too, but she's talking about how many kids we're gonna have, like obviously sex is on the mind, right? My man's in prison. You don't see your man often. So sex is obviously clouding the mind. But I feel like if you're going to have a conversation like that, like what do you plan on doing when you get out? I'm going to have my own business. Okay. Business and what? All right. How you going to do this? What you going to do like this? What can you do while you're in prison? Can you get this type of certification? Like anything, But obviously they didn't show the whole conversation, but they're talking about lovey-dovey time. They're talking about sexy time, so and he's going to spoil her rotten. He got her the ring while he's in prison, so obviously he's doing something to make some type of money, but I just don't know, man.
I get the normal stereotypes. He's using you for the money. You have no self-respect.
Wow.
You're delusional. And I'm not naive to the stereotypes. I think that the only reason I get the criticism that I do is because I'm a bigger woman. Because
That's valid. That's valid. Because if somebody was skinny and attractive, dating somebody in prison, I feel like they would definitely look at that differently than how people look at this woman. Because, oh shit, I got something in my eye. But the sheer disrespect, it doesn't affect your life at all. So, I mean, like,
I've seen other prison wives, and if they're skinnier, prettier, more societally attractive, they're considered ride or die. But because they see me, I'm automatically considered dumb and stupid.
oh
This
man.
is probably the first handwritten letter he sent me. I wake up next to this beautiful woman I'm proud to call my wife. We fall asleep in each other's arms again, but when I wake up, she's out of my embrace and sleeping with her back towards me. I'm just blessed to have such a wonderful and amazing woman to call my wife.
Oh man, I hope this works out. We can't even really check up on these people because he's not going to get out for another. Hopefully in 2028 when he comes up on, I don't know what it's called. So hopefully I'm doing YouTube by that time so we can actually check on these people.
And then he rambles off into something that I can't speak about.
Yeah, it's the lust there. They're probably talking about some freaking that, you know what I'm saying?
You love me for me.
Do I love you? I don't remember saying that. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
It's like a high school relationship. Like it's almost nice to see, kind of.
Love
Yeah,
you
right.
bunches. I love you bunches.
It's cringing me out. It cringes me out.
Going to prison probably saved his life. So I firmly believe me meeting him in prison was probably the right thing for us. Being a prison wife is not easy. Being a prison wife is not for the weak.
Maybe she really is a godsend for this dude. Because maybe she can help him get his mind right and, fix himself. Because, I mean, he got arrested when he was a teenager. So he doesn't really, I don't want to say he doesn't know anything, but he hasn't been in the real world to actually experience adulting. You know what I'm saying? So maybe this is a godsend for him. Maybe this does work out for them in the future. Hopefully it does.
As long as it's with him, I do it all over again and I do it again. Just because it's him.
I ain't doing this again for nobody else but him.
Love is a very interesting concept. Let's find out what he's in prison for. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not that great at researching. I thought I was, but it's obviously not my thing. But I just hope this works out. I really feel like it's almost like a recipe for disaster, because like what did this guy do to go to prison at 17 for 30 years? You know, like how is he gonna adjust to being in a regular civilian now? You know, because he's been in for so long, and then he went as a child, grown but a child. You know, so it's gonna be a major adjustment for this dude. It's gonna be a major adjustment for him or for her as well. Oh man, that is a peculiar situation. Let me know what you think, guys. It's almost insane to me, but you know, love don't judge. Love is blind. I don't even, you know. Hey, it is what it is. Like and subscribe, man. Love yourself, love your family, your friends, your children. Drink some water. And I'm out.